The Second Utrecht Civil War took place between 1481 and 1483. It was a war between fractions of the population of the Bishopric of Utrecht, influenced by the ongoing Hook and Cod wars in Holland. It was also a battle for control over Utrecht between the Dukes of Burgundy in the person of ruling Bishop David of Burgundy, and the Duchy of Cleves, who wanted to replace him by Engelbert of Cleves. Prelude. The First Utrecht Civil War had been decided in favor of ruling Bishop David of Burgundy. The unexpected death of Burgundian Duke Charles the Bold in 1477, who was succeeded by his young and inexperienced daughter Mary of Burgundy, opened the floodgates of latent anti-Burgundian sentiments in the Netherlands. Jan III van Montfort declared David of Burgundy no longer welcome in the city of Utrecht or in the other cities of the bishopric, and he retired with his partisans to his favourite castle in Wijk bij Duurstede. 1481. Simultaneous to this battle of wills in the stick, civil war broke out in Holland between the anti-Burgundian Hook and the pro-Burgundian Cod parties. Archduke Maximilian I of Habsburg, who had married the Burgundian heiress Mary of Burgundy shortly after her father's death, faced threats to the Burgundian heritage from all sides and was initially unable to intervene decisively in Holland. The Hook party in Holland was led by Reinier van Broekhuizen, a nephew of the former bishop-elect Gysbrecht van Brederode. In 1481 Reinier managed to shortly capture Leiden with an army of Hook exiles, but was ultimately forced to abandon the city to the more powerful Habsburg forces. He and his army then sought refuge in the Sticht, where they stood under the protection of the energetic and ferocious Viscount Jan of Montfort, leader of the anti-Burgundian forces in the bishopric. The Viscount, with the support of the Zuiderbalks and other anti-Burgundian notables, then effectively staged a coup in the city government of Utrecht, ejecting the pro-Burgundian regions from their offices and thus ensuring that the council was fully committed to the Hook cause. War between the Burgundians, Habsburg heirs and the Hooks of Holland and Utrecht became inevitable. In late 1481 the forces of Archduke Maximilian, under the leadership of Frederick van Egmond, Lord of Egmond and Ijsselstein, began to ravage the Sticht and the countryside around Utrecht in particular. On December 26, Joost van Lalaring won an important victory in the Battle of Westbroek, 1482. The Hooks of Utrecht were well aware of the weakness of the position, and they thus sought an alliance with King Louis XI of France, the arch-enemy of Maximilian, but ultimately all to no avail. The Hooks also sought to draw John I, the ambitious Duke of Cleves, into the conflict. The Duke supported the cause of the Utrecht Hooks cautiously but not outrightly, sending his younger son, Engelbert, to join the Hook forces with the aim of becoming the new bishop. David of Burgundy at the time could only count on Frederick van Egmond. Maximilian, at war with France, could only send some detachments of cavalry to cut the lines of supplies to the city of Utrecht. It is during one of the raids that Jan van Schaffelaar was killed in Barneveld. By the end of the year, peace with France was signed, and Maximilian could again send more troops to the Netherlands. 1483. The peace party in Utrecht then imprisoned Jan van Montfort and Engelbert of Cleves, and gave back the power to David of Burgundy, only back in control of the city of Utrecht since April 21, 1483. Prince Bishop David of Burgundy was surprised in his old episcopal palace by a daring and stealthy night raid of the Hooks on May 8. The Prince-Bishop was captured and imprisoned in Amersfoort. When Maximilian of Austria heard this news, he formed a large army under Duce de Lalaring to besiege Utrecht. After 2 months of siege, the city surrendered and a peace was signed. Aftermath: David of Burgundy was again restored as bishop and remained in this function until his death in 1496. The situation in Utrecht remained very volatile, and a new unsuccessful rebellion under Frans van Brederode broke out between 1488 and 1490. During the Gelderian Wars, Utrecht was controlled for some time by the Duchy of Guelders, but became part of the Habsburg 17 provinces in 1528, as the Lordship of Utrecht.